All right, so we did a few things with functions yesterday. Gave you a few on Delta Math to do. Hopefully you didn't find them too hard. Today, let's throw a few quadratics in there because it's really the same thing, but it's not so bad. So we have two different functions. F of x is x squared plus 5x plus 6, and g of x is x plus 3. So what we're going to try to do is find f plus g, f minus g, and f times g, and then I'll go to f divided by g, which is a little tougher, but we'll see if we can do those. So f of x plus g of x, or sometimes you'll see it f plus g of x. They're really the same thing. It can be written both ways. That just means we're going to add these two functions together. So what do we get? Let me see. Let me copy this. Clone. If I move the okie dokie. There we go. All right, so f plus g of x is equal to, let me get rid of that. This piece here, right? Plus x plus 3. Put it in parentheses as well. X plus 3. So here, all we're going to do is add the like terms, right? We don't have any other x squared, so we're going to keep x squared by itself. We're going to add 5x plus x, 6 plus 3. Pretty simple operation here. So that's going to, let me do a different line, equals, we don't have any other x squared, so we're going to just have x to the second. And here I have plus 5x plus x. That's just plus 6x, and 6 plus 3 plus 9. And that's really all it is. The x squared part didn't really have a lot to do with it because I didn't have another x squared here. If I had two quadratics, I'd just add the x squared terms together. So it's really just what we've been doing. Addition is usually the easiest. So let's find subtraction. Let's see if I can just copy this and put it into here. All right, so this time we're going to subtract, right? So let's go back. We still have just that x squared, right? X squared minus no other x squared just gives us x squared. But what is 5x now minus x? 5 minus 1 is 4x. And 6 minus 3 plus 3. Exactly what we've been doing. It's basically combining like terms. Now multiplying. Multiplying might be a little bit different. Right, we're going to paste. We're going to multiply these this time. So I'm just going to get rid of that plus altogether to show that we're multiplying. And we'll get rid of all that. So what do we have to do? Let me just get out of there for a second. This is just like distributing. That's really what you have to look at this as. I have to take this x squared and multiply it by this term and this term. Then I take the 5x and multiply it twice, and then the 6 and multiply it twice, and then put everything together. So the first thing I want is x squared times x. Now, if you remember your rules for exponents, that means we add the exponents. X squared times x, right? That just means x times x times x. I've got 3 of them. That's x cubed. That's all that is. So x squared times x will give us x cubed. Let me stay with that for a second. And then I want x squared times 3. 3 times x squared is just 3x squared. So I've got 2 of those terms already. Now I've got to take 5x. 5x times x is 5x squared. My writing on here is horrible, but you get the idea. And 5x times 3 would be 15x. And then finally, 6 times x, which is 6x. I know I'm writing these all over here. I'll put them together in a moment. And then 6 times 3, which is just 18. All right, so let me get rid of a lot of this messy looking stuff, and we'll put all this together. All right, so what did I get? The first term I had was x cubed. X cubed, right? Then I had a 3x squared plus 3x squared plus 5x squared plus 15x plus 6x plus 18. And now, when you get all of the terms, you got to take your time with these. All right, just go nice and slow. You're going to combine like terms. I have like terms here, and I have like terms here, right? That's the only like terms I have. Like terms means it has the same exponent and the same variable. So I can add these together. I can add these together. There's no other numbers. There's no other cubes. So what do we finally get as our final answer? Equals, don't want to write it again. I'm just going to do this. Watch. Copy, paste, but then I'll fix it. So 5 plus 3 is 8x squared. So I don't have any other x squareds. I can get rid of that. 15 plus 6 is 21x. So the 6x is now gone. Plus 18. And this down here, ladies and gentlemen, would be your final answer with multiplying. It's a little bit of work, but it's really just taking your time and multiplying through everything. It's really the distributive property. All right, let us take a look at division, because I think on the homework I gave you, there are some divisions. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. You have to remember how to factor. Whoops, undo that. I don't want that. I want to move this up here. All right. So I want to divide f of x divided by g of x. Right? That's the same f of x I've been using, the same g of x I've been using. F of x divided by g of x, or you'll see it f over g of x. So what does that look like? That looks like this here. You would think, all right, I'm done. There's nothing else for me to do. But what you have to do, you have to realize that you have to take this quadratic term and factor it if you can. Right? That's this term here. We have to factor it. The easiest way that I know to factor is to make a table like this. Okay, the first column in the table is the product. That means all of the numbers that multiply to be 6, all of the factors of 6. The second column is the sum of these two numbers. So what do we get? You would start with 1. Everything's positive here, so I don't have to worry about negatives, right? So I have 1 and 6. I wish I could write better in there. You know what? I can. Right? So I'd have 1 and 6. correct? 1 times 6 is 6. What is 1 plus 6? 1 plus 6 is 7. That doesn't work. I need these two numbers added together to equal this number. All right, so let's go to the second one. Instead of 1, just go down the list. 2. I've got 2 and 3, because 2 times 3 is 6. What is 2 plus 3? 2 plus 3 is 5. Wow, look at that. I found them. 2 times 3 equals 6. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So to factor this, get rid of the blue bar around it, right? I use those two numbers. So that equals, now I'm going to have two sets of parentheses. And I'm going to start with an x plus 2. I'm going to have another set of parentheses. X, and what other number did I have there? Let me move that out of the way. 3 plus 3. I'm always going to put my x first because I need x squared. If we were to FOIL this out, if I multiplied x times x, I get x squared. X times 3 is 3x, 2 times x is 2x, 3x plus 2x is 5x, 2 times 3 is 6. That's why this little table works. So now that I have that factored out, let's go back to our original problem. All right, so what does this equal? Let me do a different line. So this equals, and copy, paste, except I don't have this on top anymore. I have this whole piece. So I'm going to put up here, I'm going to delete that, backspace. And I'm just going to put on top there. I'm just writing it out this way because it looks cleaner. X plus 2 rather than me trying to write this. And x plus 3. All right. So now you might think you're done. However, if we look at this, if we have something in the numerator, which is the top, that's the same as the denominator, we can cancel those out. Right? Because through multiplication, we can cancel. So I can cancel those two pieces out. And if I cancel them out, what am I left with? I'm left with just x plus 2. So yeah, these are going to take a little bit of work on your part. You're going to have to do the factoring, which I know you've done before. If you need to, go through this video slowly, rewind it, look at it, see what I'm doing here, what I'm putting in these columns. Everything I give you is going to be factorable. It'll be easy enough to do. I don't know which questions you'll get because the Delta Math gives each of you a random question, so you're not going to have the same questions. But it does give you the answer when you're at the end. It does give you a help video. Does give you an example. So use all those things when you get the division ones. I think multiplying, dividing, and adding are pretty simple, and you can get it. Dividing, you might have a little trouble with. All right, so I'm going to end the video now.